while not disputing that they killed the wrong guy, they did say the man who was killed had a gun, which is his right as an American to have a gun in his home. In local news, a Hazel Green family alleges Madison County cops killed the wrong guy after a domestic call in Hazel Green. The cops got a call and they came to this house and they killed a guy, and the family's saying that this is the wrong guy. The man who was killed has been identified as Ray King, a custodian at New Market School, 50 years old, 51 years old. Like I said, the family says it's the wrong guy, and this has now been about 36 hours ago, and the cops have still not disputed that it's the wrong guy. So it almost certainly is. I can't imagine a scenario in which this is the right guy, and 36 hours later, the cops have still not attempted to correct the record. That would just be a bizarre timeline.
Yeah.
And so I feel, obviously all of the facts have not come out yet, but it's, I don't know what other conclusion to come to than they killed the wrong guy. They have said, while not disputing that they killed the wrong guy, they did say that the man who was killed had a gun, which is his right as an American, presumably, ostensibly, to have a gun in his home.
Right, and in Alabama, particularly.
In Alabama, where we just passed constitutional carry. Constitutional carry went into effect 6 days ago.
Right.
Right? So we're supposed to have the authority to carry a gun in our homes, to have a gun for protection. Now, so the cops say he had a gun. Cops say he had a gun, as if that means anything. That doesn't mean anything.
The average Alabamian has a gun.
The family does dispute this. The family says that he'd never had a gun, on his person. That he did have a gun on the counter, which he keeps there for the family's protection or whatever. But frankly, a lot of Alabamians answer the door with a gun. Especially if it's an unexpected knock on the door at 11 o'clock at night, right? That's not a weird reaction,
Not at all, no.
If I had a gun, I've been meaning to get one for years and I just never have gotten around to it. But if I had a gun, if I had a pistol, somebody comes around knocking on my door at all hours of the night, I would probably have it on me, on my person, right? That's literally the whole thing about guns, ostensibly, is you hunt and you protect. This is supposed to be the thing, the reason that you have guns. Is you're protecting your family or you're hunting. Right? And so the idea that the cops are putting out there that, oh man, well, he was armed. Okay, that doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, and I just want to clarify something in terms of they killed the wrong guy. Well, I don't know that there was a right guy to be killed.
Sure.
And if there was a legitimate domestic violence incident happening that required police assistance, then, that is what it is. But it's just so disturbing how many times we see calls for assistance to the police result in someone being killed or being seriously hurt, whether it's the quote-unquote right house or not. And that does make it even more shocking. Because because what happens, I find a lot of times, is people think that, well, this couldn't happen to me. It couldn't be me, or it couldn't be my kid, right? It's somebody else.
Right.
I stay out of trouble. I don't have any problems with the law. So, but that's not the case. Yeah, this is something that impacts everybody. I hope that there is a full investigation and that folks outside of Madison County are involved in investigating it, because I do not have the confidence that the foxes can guard the hen house. And I hope that the truth comes out. I hope that this family can find some peace and some little bit of justice, because that's just is disturbing, and it happens way too frequently, especially here in this community. It seems to, between the Huntsville Police Department and the Madison County Sheriff's Department, the amount of issues we've had in recent years, it's scary.
WAFF is reporting a neighbor saying, quote, "They need to make sure they're at the right house," unquote, said Roy Thompson, King's next-door neighbor who watched him grow up, quote, "because it was the wrong house and wrong guy," unquote. They're also reporting that the Alabama Law Enforcement Agency is investigating the incident, which, to me is only marginally better than the Madison County Sheriff's Department investigating it as well. So it's a real shame.
Yeah, keep your eyes peeled on this, and we'll keep our eyes open for some updates as well. Definitely want to see what comes of this investigation, but that's just it's just awful, and I hate it for this family.
I couldn't imagine.
And it's just one more little piece of evidence as to why so many of us have concerns about law enforcement, have fear of law enforcement. It's not irrational.
Right.
You just saw a clip from the Valley Labor Report. We are live every Saturday morning from 9:30 a.m. till 12:30 p.m. And we pride ourselves on keeping all of our content free to everybody so that we can talk to as many working folks as possible. If you support the work that we're doing, you think that it's important, you think that it's good, then consider making a monthly contribution to the project, and you can do that on our website, tvlr.fm.